Why do I keep attracting the wrong kind of people? I get this question all the time as a dating coach, and today I want to help you to identify some of the tendencies that you may have that is keeping you in unhealthy or toxic relationships. First of all, you want a relationship more than anything, but you suffer from the belief that there's not really anything good out there for you. This is a combination of having deep desire and a scarcity mindset. And honestly, this can be a disastrous combination. The problem with having a deep desire for a relationship, but also a scarcity mindset, is that as soon as something comes along where somebody shows you interest, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And you want to grasp onto it right away. You think this is the best thing and you hold on for dear life because if you let it go, there might not be anything else out there. This also leads you to potentially overinvest emotionally in somebody who hasn't even earned that level of trust with you yet. You basically barely know them, but you already are putting so much trust in them and so much hope in that relationship panning out. The second reason why you're attracting the wrong kind of people is you're often lowering your standards. Because you have a deep desire and a scarcity mindset, it will often lead you to actually lowering your standards. And that way, whenever somebody is pursuing you, you're thinking, oh my gosh, this person is amazing. Well, guess what? That leads you to accept scraps of attention. And this never leads to actually a healthy, true, deep connection and relationship. And what's interesting is if you end up with somebody who gives you scraps and you accept those as actually being meaningful, they are going to convince you that that is all you need for a healthy relationship. So they're giving you a little breadcrumbs and saying, yeah, that's all you need. You don't need a big, healthy, full meal. All you need are these little breadcrumbs. That's all you need in a healthy relationship. That's wrong. You need way more to be in a healthy relationship. But if you lower your standards and if you're with someone who only gives you scraps, then you're going to start believing that that is actually a healthy relationship and that's healthy treatment. And it's not. The third reason you attract the wrong kind of people is you might be a people pleaser. When you struggle with being a people pleaser, often you are very willing to give someone grace. So they mess up, you have a conversation with them about it, you give them grace, and you just keep looking and seeing and hoping that maybe they will make a change instead of actually holding them accountable for their actions. You see, it's awesome to give someone grace. It's awesome to be kind and forgive someone. But it's not awesome to do that over and over and over if they never make a change, if they're never held accountable. And if you're a people pleaser, you might want to avoid those hard conversations or just want to see the best in them or think the best of them and think, oh yeah, of course they'll change one day. But without true accountability and true action behind their words, you're going to be stuck in a really unhealthy relationship. The fourth reason why you're attracting the wrong kind of person is you're not putting spiritual values as high enough of a priority. Instead, you're focusing on your chemistry, your spark, your connection emotionally, and you're deprioritizing how strong their relationship is with the Lord. This should come first. Spiritual attraction should actually trump all the other forms of attraction. You should first look at, am I attracted to the Jesus image in them? Do they truly, deeply love God? And not only do they say that they love God, are their actions showing that they love God through the way they spend their time, through the friends that they have in their life, through how much they're attending church? This is all so important. You need to be spiritually yoked. But so often when you feel discouraged, when you have a deep desire for a relationship, but you are kind of convinced that it doesn't really exist out there for you, you often will lower your standards when it comes to spiritual compatibility. And you'll find yourself saying, oh, at least they go to church. Oh yeah, sure, they love God. And you almost are afraid to go under the surface and ask more questions or really analyze that. And you start making excuses. And at the end of the day, you know that the only kind of relationship that's really going to thrive is a relationship that is equally yoked, where together you are on mission for the kingdom of God, where together it's 1 + 1 = 3, where you are jointly better for the kingdom together than you are apart. And you can't get that if spiritually you're not at an even playing field. The fifth reason why you're attracting the wrong kind of person is, simply put, you have some codependent tendencies. This happens when you have a really deep desire to fix your partner. You want to fix them. You want to help them. You maybe want to rescue them. You see their potential and you think that you can help them get there. Now, the problem with this is your intentions are pure. I see you. I totally feel you. You genuinely want to help them. You want to make them a better person. But the problem with codependency is it creates an unhealthy dynamic where your identity becomes tied to whether or not they succeed and get better. Your identity gets tied to helping fix them, helping make them better, helping their spirituality get closer and closer to the Lord. And all the while, your identity keeps dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. In worst case scenarios, when you're codependent, you may even tolerate toxic behavior because you believe that your love for them can help change them. Oof. I am so guilty of that one myself, being in abusive relationships in the past. I was convinced that my love could help change them, and all it did in the end was end up destroying myself. There's nobody on this planet, including you, that can convince that person to change. They need to want it for themselves. So to wrap it up, those are the 5 key reasons why you are attracting the wrong kind of people. And if I was to give you one last piece of advice right now, I want to encourage you that above all, this is what you should be looking for. Character that shines through time. This is so important. And this is honestly going to change the way you look at relationships and what you're looking for. All right, if you want more of these kinds of videos, we release a podcast every single Wednesday here on the Heart of Dating channel, and we'd love to invite you to tune into the Heart of Dating podcast. We are dating coaches, my husband and I, and we have been helping thousands of Christian singles for years, and we would love to invite you into our community. See you guys later.